You mentioned a little bit ago, one of your shows, Extinct
or Alive.
Or Alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was one of your most surprising discoveries while shooting Extinct or Alive?
Yeah, the tortoise in that cover image from season 2, that was probably the biggest one. It was crazy. We went to this island in the Galapagos that basically nobody goes to called Fernandina. That species of tortoise hadn't been seen in 114 years, and only one specimen in history had ever been recorded 114 years prior by the California Academy of Sciences. So to date, that animal that I'm holding in that picture, which has been doctored for the like trailer poster thing, is the rarest animal in the world. There's only one known individual of that species, and that's her right there.
Damn, and it's a woman, huh?
It's a girl. Yeah, her name's Fern.
Women, they're survivors.
Yeah. Dude, chicks are like, we're talking about survival and stuff. Girls are so much better at it than guys. It's not even close.
Is that in the animal kingdom as well?
Oh, I mean, I was talking about humans, but yeah, probably in the animal kingdom too. I mean, like, I feel like females, girls, women, whatever, they have more to fight for because they have kids to protect,
That's a good point.
Whereas a male, I'll just make more kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not investing all of my body energy into raising this one young. Like, I'll just go find another mate.
Yeah.
And I'm talking on like a very base evolutionary level. Like, it's just like, I'm going to spread my seed. Whereas it's incredible how like tenacious and hardy female animals, women, everything are. It's crazy.
Oh, dude, I think, and also men have that, they have testosterone in them that like, it's that I'm going to put my hand in the fire.
Exactly.
So right there, you're going to lose 30% of dudes right there because they're trying to taste a fucking car that's going by. So,
stick my tongue out. Yeah.
Let me look right here. In the animal kingdom, are females generally better at survival than males? We looked at it on Perplexity. That's what we like to use. Females in the animal kingdom are generally better at survival than males. In a large-scale study of 101 wild mammal species, females lived an average of 18% longer than males in more than 60% of those species. For most mammals, including species like elephants, lions, and seals, females surpass males in longevity. The difference in lifespan between the sexes is often more pronounced in the animal kingdom than in humans, where women live about 7.8% longer than men.
We're expendable.
Yeah.
Like, think if there's one guy and 100 girls, you're repopulating the planet.
Right.
If there's 100 guys and one woman, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, we are expendable. Males across all species, for the most part, are expendable. Fuck. Sorry, bro.
No, I felt I knew something was off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Ugh. Damn it. Should have been a chick.
I know. I gotta wander around with I gotta get some new knee pads. I'm gonna have to get some protective armor.
I get some new knee pads.
I gotta get some protective armor, dude. That's for sure. The idea that you're gonna find like extinct species is such like it's a cool sport, right?
Yeah.
Because it's chasing this Atlantis in a way, kind of.
It's the most ultimate form of hunting.
Right.
You're looking for the rarest thing in the world, so much so that the whole world thinks it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about extinction and stuff. It's like, where's that last day where people are just standing there with the clipboards and they're just waiting for the last, like, one of a species to die off, and then they're like
oh,
extinct.
there it goes. Yeah.
Well, it's what classifies something as extinct?
That's a great question, and that's part of the premise of like why we made that original show, Extinct or Alive, is like, it's for the most part, and I'm oversimplifying, but it's some stuffy dude, British dude in a smoking jacket going, yeah, yes, I believe this is gone, and then he like checks a box. And the problem with that is from a conservation model, the second you check that extinction box, that's it. There's no funding, there's no effort, it's gone. Extinct doesn't mean hiding or around the corner or there's a few left. Extinct means give up and move on.
We're out 86, the dodo bird.
That's it, yeah. And so I think it's super arrogant for humans to come in and go, that's extinct. I mean, I don't want to belittle extinction, it's a very severe thing, but oftentimes we give up too quickly. We go, it's extinct, it's not here, or now it's sort of been reclassified as like lost to science. But for a long time, it was just like, it's extinct. Science hasn't seen it in 20 years, 30 years, 100 years. Used to be 30 years was the benchmark. And it's just sort of an arrogant thing to come in and say like, I went to Borneo for 10 days. I promise you it's not there. It's like, shut up, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not to give him a clue, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm oversimplifying it, but I think that's what ended up happening a lot is all this information, there's millions and millions of species of animal out there, tons and thousands of scientists and things, and they're like, oh, that one's gone, move on, and what I like to do is be like, well, hold on, let's give the little guy a second shot here,
Yeah.
And I think why we were successful, why we found 8 animals that were previously lost to science was because we didn't give up after 10 days. Like some of those expeditions were 2 months long, living in tents, filming every day, like setting camera traps, going out, baiting stuff. They were hard work. I love the work, but they were hard work. And then it's like, oh, there it is. We found it, and the first time was like utterly shocking, but then we did it 7 more times and it was like, oh, wow, there is a pattern here. And I don't want to say it's just like our show and the work I did, but between that and some of the conservation organizations and stuff, there was a little bit of a mentality shift of, oh, wait a minute. It's not extinct. It's like a lost species. It's been lost to Western scientists studying it or finding it. So now we'll put in campaigns to find lost animals as opposed to just decide they're extinct and move on. And that's sort of changed things a bit.
It's kind of like cold case files of animals.
Yeah, totally. It's like go back in, check the records. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think we had let's see if we have a better DNA sample now.
Yeah, exactly. And the technology's come so far.
Dude, this sounds just like cold case
It
files.
is. It is, man. It's the same thing. It's forensics. It's animal forensics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Are there animals out there that are almost extinct? Like, do you believe? Or does extinction happen every week on the planet and we just don't realize it? How common is it?
3,000 species per year.
Nuh-uh. You're lying.
Yeah,
You're lying.
That's the estimated number. Yeah. And a lot of things, crazy, right?
The fucking what?
Bro, a lot of things are going extinct before we've even described what they are. Like in the Amazon where there's all this clear cutting and stuff.
Yeah.
There are little species of, and I'm not talking about a buffalo, I'm talking about a bug this big or a little orchid or something. But before we've even described what it is or looked into the medicinal properties of it or tried to conserve it, it's gone because we wipe out that chunk of habitat. Wow. There you go.
The estimated number of species that go extinct every year ranges from about 2,000 over 100,000, depending on which scientific estimates and total species counts are used.
Yeah, I know this is the ChatGPT answer or whatever Perplexity answer, but we dug into this pretty heavily across a bunch of organizations, and we estimated it was close to about 3,000. Now, most of that, as in like 2,500, are plants. But the other 500 to 700 or so are animals that are going extinct every year.
But to think that we're losing plants, which are, just the things that the medicine and stuff that they're finding in plants, the possibilities.
And it's again, going back to the technology standpoint, the more that we advance our technology, the more we use that technology to realize that old ancient ways of medicine and herbal medicine and stuff actually is really effective. Yeah. Look at the sups game now, right? Like you go on, it's like supplements.
Oh,
every supplement's like, oh, this is, I'm making all this up, but like berberine, which is a derivative of an almond shell or whatever, and it's like
beetroot.
You're like, that's medicine.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because I think medicine swung so far away in the pendulum where it's like, it has to be fully synthetic. And it's like, oh, wait, half the shit isn't working, giving you terrible side effects. Well, look over here. Beetroot actually is a great detoxifier. Why don't we just do that? Yeah. It's like the pendulum swung too far and now it's swung back a little bit where it's like, yeah, all these natural things actually help us. And when you're losing 1,500 species or so of those a year, I'm not saying any of them are going to cure cancer, but they might, you know, who knows? Like we haven't tested it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's crazy to think that's where we are, and how much of that is just evolution, and how much of that is man-made? Do you think, or involved that species become extinct?
It's a little bit of both, and I think one of the things that we see a lot is people are like, "Oh, it's all humans' fault. That's why everything's going." Extinction's been around forever, like extinction's not like. We're not going to get rid of extinction, and we shouldn't. But what we shouldn't do is accelerate it, and that's the problem.
Yeah, extinction been around, dude. I've been getting rid of these hoes forever. You feel me?
That's it.
That's it, dude. I'm just joking, hoes. That's just
sorry, hoes. I'm very respectful. But it's interesting because I think man-made extinction. So they say that we're in the 6th great mass extinction event right now. There's been 5 others throughout history, like when the dinosaurs went extinct, when the Earth froze over, the Great Freezing or whatever it's called. I'm not an anthropologist, paleontologist, so I don't really understand that as well. But they say right now we're in the 6th great mass extinction event, and that is directly caused by human beings. So my thing is like, we shouldn't end extinction. We shouldn't stop extinction. We just shouldn't be like racing towards it as much as we can. And when you're killing like, 8 million sharks a year or whatever it is we're fishing and cutting down 1,000 acres of rainforest, I'm making all these numbers up, 1,000 acres of rainforest a day, we're like racing towards extinction. We're like, how fast can we get rid of these things? And that's the problem. Like, that's where we need to just reassess. I'm all for human growth and development and everything else. We need it. Like, we need to make the planet sustainable, but we got to do it in a way that's also fair to all the species. You know what I mean? So that we don't collapse.
Kind of on this topic, I have a question about extinction, like, and the idea that I know there's companies now that are bringing back or attempting to bring back extinct species, right? That's been something that I know you're kind of close to.
Yeah, de-extinction. Yeah.
De-extinction. Take me into some of that world. There's a company Colossal Biosciences, who recently they were in the press with recreating the dire wolf.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it actually recreated?
Yeah, so there's some interesting stuff here. So our buddy Joe Rogan, I connected him with Ben Lamb, the CEO of Colossal, and they went and spoke about it. And I'm a conservation advisor to Colossal. So can't tell you much about genetics because I don't know much about it, but I know a lot about conservation. So I help say, here's where we should put the dire wolf if we release them, that kind of thing, the conservation side of it. Not going to release dire wolves, by the way, but that's the role that I fill there. So I'm luckily on the inside of this de-extinction thing. The dire wolf's interesting. There's a woman named Beth Shapiro who's in charge of it, and she can explain the genetics wholeheartedly. What my understanding of is it or isn't it a dire wolf, which is your main question, is Colossal found they did more genetic sampling than anyone else has ever done, and they found that the dire wolf was actually closely related to a gray wolf, which is what they built their dire wolf after, or they built it from, rather, versus the people who got upset and said this isn't a dire wolf is because they thought the dire wolves were originally more closely related to jackals, which is a different kind of canid. So my understanding, which is very limited because I'm not a geneticist, is that they did make basically a giant white gray wolf, which is what a dire wolf was according to the most varied genetic sampling that's ever taken place. Not an expert, but I think the thing to think about is not the minutia, at least for me, of is it a dire wolf, isn't it, what genes does it have? It's like saying, are you a human, am I a human? Well, but Theo's got long brown hair and Forrest has short brown hair. This guy has a beard and that guy has a goatee. It's like, wow, they're not the same. It's like, right, but we walk the same, we talk the same, we eat the same, we fill the same ecological niche. And I think that's the point of what the science is.
Okay.
Putting dodos back in Mauritius is going to help the forest. Putting thylacine back in Tasmania is going to help with the overabundance of all these macropods, which are like marsupials. And that's what Colossal's trying to do with the de-extinction, at least as I understand it. And I think that's awesome.
Okay. So do you think that they're kind of creating something as close as possible?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And by creating something as close as possible and putting them back into animal society, basically, it will help fulfill a space that could help nature be more robust.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. A good example is like, imagine aliens came to Earth and they found a tribe in the middle of the jungle and the tribe had jaundice. And they're like, oh, all humans are yellow, right? Now the aliens think humans are yellow. That's how humans are. That's how we look at, say, Tasmania. We go, oh, Tasmania is an island nation that just has tons of roadkill and a bazillion macropods. Well, it actually shouldn't. It's very unhealthy, just like our tribe with jaundice, right? Like it's a very unhealthy population because it's lost that little niche, that thing. And in this case, we're talking about a thylacine, which is like a Tasmanian tiger. So if they bring that back or something very, very close and similar, it looks like it, walks like it, talks like that, acts like that. And it's not like they're just gonna be like, all right, we brought him back, chuck him out there. It's gonna be a slow thing. And that's the part that I like to help with. But if they're able to put that back into the ecosystem, they're gonna balance out that ecosystem. And that balance creates health.
Got it.
It gets rid of diseases, gets rid of overpopulation, all the things that throw a system off balance. Which I think's cool. And that's why I love it. Like I love the idea that we can right humanity's wrongs. Like where the stuff with like dire wolves and mammoths are less for me, but the stuff where they're like, here's where humans took an animal, killed it till it was completely gone, and here's where we can come in and go, we can fix it. Then I'm like, let's go.
Let's go. Do you know if we would ever be able to create the woolly mammoth, create dinosaurs? Do you know that if that's possible?
What I know is that if you take something that has really healthy, intact DNA and has a close living relative, for instance, you take the mammoth, because mammoths only died out 10,000 years ago. And so there's lots of fresh DNA frozen in ice and tusks. And you know that guy John Reeves up in Alaska? You know who that is? This guy's got this crazy place where he gets all these tusks and mammoth chunks and stuff. He's even eaten mammoth. Crazy dude. He's super cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this guy. So he's constantly getting mammoth parts, right? So there's really good DNA. Now you take that and you take an Asian elephant, an Indian elephant, and they're 99.6% related to a mammoth. Okay, so now you've got really good DNA. You've got an animal that's 99.6% related. All you've got to do is combine those to get that 0.4%, and you've made a mammoth, essentially.
Dude, and then you made a movie called Mammoths.
Mammoths. Mammoth. Math myth? I don't know.
The meth myths.
The meth myths. That's hard to say.
And they all have lisps.
And that's right. Yeah.
Dude, being on meth and having a list would be the worst.
Boy, that'd be hard to follow.
Wow, so that's what you're saying. So it's like we're gonna get. So you're getting as close as you can get.
Yeah.
Do you think we could get into like actually increasing the scale then over time? I mean, do you think some of those things are possible?
I do. Yeah, I think with technology it will be, and that's why I don't think a dinosaur is possible. As dinosaurs died out millions of years ago.
Right, it's too far
That
off.
DNA is just shattered. You know, it's like the puzzle's too hard to put back to. You take an egg, you crack it. It's like, oh, these cracks goes back together. You smash it, you're like, oh, I can never get that egg back together.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Now, how interesting would it be then, though, that if certain companies own the DNA or own this genetic mapping that's able to put these things back together, then now animals would in some way become kind of privatized in a weird way.
I think it could. I really do. Like, you know, I don't know how that would work, but imagine you're this crazy billionaire and you're like, all right, the technology's there. I know it's going to cost $500 million to bring back I'm making this up, Titanoboa. I don't know if you know what that is. Giant 50-foot long anaconda.
Bring them
right? So there's probably no such thing as healthy Titanoboa DNA, but what we could probably do, I'm making all this up as we go, with the technology is take a regular anaconda, take out its growth restrictor through genetic engineering and make it 50 feet. And this guy's like, I want the Titanoboas, and I have 500 million. Now he's just privatized this mutant creature.
Probably Nicolas Cage would do it.
Yeah, you think?
I think
seems like a Nick Cage kind of thing to do.
Yeah, I think it would just be cool. You know, you teach a Titanoboa to just bring you and your date some almonds or something while you're watching Shane Gillis's Tires on Netflix or something. That'd be crazy, dude.
That's just the weirdest image I just painted in my head as you said that.
Let me bring up the information on the Titanoboa. Let me just rattle it off so we know what it is.
That's pretty. It's just watching Shane Gillis's Tires.
Titanoboa is an extinct genus of giant boid, the family that includes all boas and anacondas, snake that lived during the Middle and Late Paleocene. It was first discovered in the early 2000s by a Tropical Research Institute. Is the largest snake ever found at the time. Titanoboa could grow up to 42 feet long, perhaps even to 47 feet long, and weigh around 1,600 to 2,500 pounds. Wow.
That's crazy, man. Like imagine a snake that was eating full-grown horses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is so crazy to think about. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, to your point, I think they could privatize these things. I certainly know that that's not what Colossal's goal is. They're just trying to fix the ecosystem and get carbon credits and whatnot. But it's a crazy thought. It's a crazy thought. Nick Cage, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it would probably be like some of the richest people ever would be doing it. Probably Nick Cage. Sam Altman would probably have some, like a beautiful parakeet or something that makes a sound that only he can hear.
What would you have?
Ooh. Oh, I'd have probably one of the most famous, probably I would have a hamster or a gerbil.
Okay. A giant one or just standard?
Pretty big.
Pretty big?
Yeah.
I like that. Like you ride it to town?
I mean, I would at least break it out to show the ladies at night.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, pick up gerbil.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. Are you trying to pick up Richard Gere, or what are you doing over there?
They're like, oh, is that a French bull gerbil?
A French bull gerbil. Yeah. Nah, I just breathe funny. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so great. If you had a French bull gerbil, you would get all of the girls.
Yeah. Nothing gets puss like a French bull gerbil. That's a fact.
Oh, it would be wet. Watching a French bull gerbil get out of the pool and then shake itself off after.
Yeah. The girls are just like, oh, Theo, I'm yours. Yeah.
Braziers are just landing on it.
It's like a rock concert.
Are there any species that you think should go extinct?
There's invasive species that need to go locally extinct. Like we shouldn't have Burmese pythons in the Florida Everglades, right? I don't know if you know about that, the big snakes in the Everglades. Yeah, they're a problem. Like that's localized extinction that should happen. But that's, again, because we've caused a problem. There are other animals, and this is a very unpopular opinion, they're trying to make themselves extinct. Panda bears, Theo, if you're at a zoo and you go to a mama panda bear and you offer her an apple, she will hand you her baby for that apple.
Nuh-uh.
True story. You can literally find a video of what I just said. I mean, these things are trying to go extinct. I don't want them to go extinct. They're incredibly cool, but they are so dumb. Like, look at this. Give mama an apple and you can just take her baby away. I mean, that should not be. You know what I mean?
Because they're just addicted to the food.
They're food motivated. They're bad parents. They're sort of a creature that, and I don't want to see them go extinct. I think they're super cool, but they're sort of a creature that naturally was probably edging towards extinction before humans intervened. Another good example is the great auk. So this is a bird that once had colonies of millions and millions.
The great auk.
Great auk. It's like basically, so penguins are from Antarctica, the south. This was kind of our version, the northern version of a penguin.
Ooh.
Yeah, northern penguin.
Let's go.
And they had these huge colonies of millions of birds, but during when down feathers became a thing, we drove them to extinction. Humans did. But had humans not done that, they probably were on their way towards extinction anyway, because their numbers had shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. Their colonies had shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. There was only 10 or 12 or whatever colonies of these birds left. So they were like on the road to extinction anyway, and then humans came in and put the nail in the coffin.
Got it.
So naturalized extinction does happen, and it's a normal thing, but it's probably not good when industrial consumption, like I'm going to take every feather from every auk I can, comes in and speeds up that process. And the reason I say it's not good is because nothing else can adapt. All the animals that would eat great auk, that relied on great auk, all of a sudden they're gone overnight. Whereas if they slowly die out over time, nature is such a complete system that something else comes in to take its place. So the animals find a new food source, a different bird comes in and starts nesting there. You know what I mean? Like it adapts.
Right.
Whereas if we just come in and drop the knife, it's like, oh shit, like the whole thing's broken.
What's the greatest example of that where humans have come in and affected an ecosystem so much with kind of like leading to the extinction or loss of an animal that you believe has had the largest effect?
Probably a combination of things in Australia. Like in Australia, we came in, we brought cane toads, which is a big frog from South America that we brought them in because we started farming sugarcane in Australia, and then they got cane beetle, which is a parasite. So they're like, hey, let's get cane toads in to eat the cane beetle. Well, the problem is these giant ass toads that you're seeing here, they came in, they have these venom sacs. See those big bulbous things behind its eyes? That's full of venom.
Fuck.
Yeah. And nothing in Australia has ever been adapted to tolerate that venom. So they brought these cane toads in. Cane toads, everything would try and eat them, all the goannas and the snakes and stuff, and they'd be dropping dead. And so this single frog, this act of bringing in these frogs to help combat the cane beetle has probably had one of the greatest ecological disasters in history. And like the country of Australia is at something like a 70% reduction in animals because of these things.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's a straight human fumble. Like we're gonna bring. It wasn't a removal; it was bringing something in, but same effect.
Who brought them there?
Sugarcane farmers. I don't know who specifically. Yeah.